And thank you for joining us for our continued coverage of Mobile World Congress 2013. You're seeing a number of trends out here on the exhibit floor, including machine-to-machine, telematics, and mobile health. We caught up with David Sliter of HP to tell us more about those trends.
Well, interestingly enough, I think the trends more and more in telecom are aligning with the broader IT world, and we're seeing more and more convergence. So, things like cloud that are relevant across are really coming, hitting home within telecom. Things like big data and analytics, and then of course looking forward things like virtualization and software-defined networking. So all of those things are coming into play in the telco world in big time.
And David, how are service providers taking advantage of some of the trends that you just talked about?
Well, as I mentioned, it's convergence with the broader IT industry, so it's really interesting for me in that we can marry the best aspects of what I think of as the bigger HP or the bigger IT industry, and bring to bear some of the critical mass and some of the scale of HP, but also apply some of the service provider specific stuff. So in the case of cloud, we have some really neat offerings around how to turnkey set up the service providers to launch these public cloud offerings. And not only do we have the technology and the services capability to implement that, the business model flexibility is huge. We can do a classical premise type solution with a service provider, or we can do a managed offering, or even an HP hosted type rev share. In big data, again, you can bring to bear a lot of the huge assets that the bigger HP has around Vertica and autonomy and some of the big data analytics, marry that together with some of the subscriber data products that we have within the CMS solution set, and start to leverage that subscriber data and that subscriber experience and help them to monetize it. And then, last but not least, around virtualization and software-defined networking is the same thing. HP storage, HP server, HP networking is doing huge things in virtualization and software-defined networking. We can piggyback on that and make sure that all of our telco-specific stuff has a virtualized instance, etc. So it's, it really is a layered approach, so we can bring to bear the bigger HP assets and the very, very specialized service provider-specific stuff to bring wins.
David, what does HP have in their service and product offerings that lend themselves to supporting some of those trends that you're speaking of?
So in each of the three, there's great opportunities that service providers are acting on today. If you think of cloud, the public cloud space is an absolute great match for a communication service provider, where they can take assets that are traditional comms type services, voice and data, and bundle them together with best of breed, over the top, hosted email, hosted PC back, whatever. They can build a bundle, and we're finding a particular attraction in the small, medium business and vertical market. So, all these service providers all over the world are entering that public cloud space, and in a big way. If you think of the big data, well, the crown jewels of, if you think of mobility, the crown jewels is really around that subscriber experience and that subscriber data. And the service providers have all that data in their network. They know who you are, they know your location, they know a bunch of demographics, they know search history, all kinds of information. There's some privacy challenges, but I think we've worked through a lot of those, anonymizing the data and making sure that it's that optimal middle ground. And so we're seeing service providers more and more find the way to, number one, improve the subscriber experience so the end user wins, but also to make money doing it. So that battle that was theoretical a year ago, we're starting to see them turn the corner. And finally, on virtualization and software-defined networking, it's really just beginning, particularly on the SDN side. But there's huge advantages in terms of cost. We're seeing at least 30%, and many times significantly more than that on the cost as they run these run this software and these services on industry standard servers as opposed to proprietary. And there's, in addition to cost, there's a significant time to market advantage where they can deploy things in a standardized way much, much faster than a bunch of different proprietary stuff. So all three trends are paying off today, and I see that continuing for some time.
And David, thanks once again for taking time out of your day to talk to us.
Oh, it's great. Thank you.